All right, so my name's Boof Daddy Patty, and these are my two compatriots. Uh, guy directly underneath me in the chat. Number one, his name is.
No.
I'm a retard who doesn't know how to take a fucking cue. That's what his name is. Okay, and then the guy below him is.
What's up? I'm Jeremiah.
Okay, so guy in the middle of the chat. Not sure where he's at.
Noah.
No, his name is now just guy in the middle of the chat.
Okay.
Okay, so
there's not really gonna be a name. We don't know what the name is. We don't really have a name. We don't even know what this is gonna be yet. So
yeah, no, it's really just it's really just us just kind of.
He's back.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Cool.
Introduce yourself, faggot.
It's Klaus.
Van der Spot.
Klaus van der Spot.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that means. Anyways, yeah, we don't really have any talking points. It's really just spitballing. But yeah, we're just kind of run with it. We might play some Vidya, talk about shit that goes on in Vidya. But I think at the moment we're just talking.
It's always.
Yeah. So Jeremiah, I know you said that you didn't really have any talking points, but has that changed in the 3 minutes since you said that?
Yeah. Okay. Not really.
Okay.
Dude. Okay. Actually, yes. Okay. I had a weird thing happen. Not today, but last Thursday when I was driving home, on the highway.
Okay.
Well, I passed something in the road, and I'm like 64% sure it was a bear.
The fuck?
What?
There was a dead what appeared to be animal. I passed it really quickly because for a split second there I wasn't paying attention. You know, you're going pretty quick, so like I looked at it as I was going around it because I was kind of have to be like a quick movement because it was like in the middle of a road, so it took me a second to decide if I was just gonna drive on the side, which I kind of had to. But like I saw fur and it was like a big brown mass lying there, but like. It couldn't have been a bear, but I'm trying to think of another animal that live around here.
It totally could have been.
I mean, we have bears.
I mean, it could have been, but
yeah.
I haven't.
But they're black bears, aren't they?
Oh yeah,
No.
black bears are pretty small though, aren't they? Like relatively.
Yeah, they're
Wait,
not.
that could.
Was it standing or laying?
It might have been brown. I was driving at night. It might have been brown.
Huh. That's strange. How far away were you from home, actually?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I think like 20 miles.
Okay, yeah. There's
Okay.
At that point you still would have been in Bates County, and there's definitely bears there. So.
Okay, so awesome.
Yeah, so
I've
it
actually
might have
never
been.
I've always been told we had bears. I've never spotted one,
Yeah.
and I've gone camping
Yeah.
a lot, dude.
Well, that's always.
Like for weeks at a time. With...
Yep. That's pretty weird.
Yeah, it is pretty weird, but
It was either that or a moose, honestly.
or
Because
Black bears are the
well,
pussy
now
ones,
if it was
right?
that
You
big,
just, like,
yeah.
You just like
I mean,
tell them to fuck off, and they kind of will.
this is Missouri. We have tons of moose.
Yeah, we have a lot of
Yeah.
shit. If you're talking about the weather and fucking, honestly,
Dude,
Oh,
only place I've ever been where it's like it can be like the middle of July and hot as hell. You wake up in the morning and there's snow on the ground for some fucking reason. And then by the end of the day, all of it's melted. It's like 97 degrees and now it's humid as shit because of all the snow.
Yeah.
yeah.
Fuck that.
Dude, I just remember when I went to school because, you know, like my current job, I don't wake up that early. But like if you do, it's like really freaking cold. Like it was last, I mean, a couple of years ago at least, like when I was.
That's
I remember
like
waking up and going to work with a jacket and then coming home. Like,
I,
you know, like a heavy jacket.
shit.
Yeah,
And then
dude, like
coming
Dan,
home
like stepped
sweating balls.
outside. I stepped outside to run some errands, and I was just like, "Wait, what the fuck? I'm like cold out here."
Yeah.
And that was like
Fuck.
at like 11. Like it should have been boiling hot, but no, it just stayed that temperature all day.
Yeah, it's just kind of, yeah, it's really nice actually. But
Yeah.
last year, whenever I was working at Heat, so I was doing it over in end of April. It fucking snowed
You're cutting out.
at
a lot, dude.
4 a.m. Yeah, at 4.
Jeez.
Cutting out.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Fuck.
Jesus.
Just stops talking.
Hey, how's it going? Sorry, yeah, I'm cutting. I died.
His fucking brain cut out right there.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Oh man. Anyways, Patrick, you said that you had a talking possibly.
Yeah. So, onomatopoeias.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Both of
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like a word for a sound, right?
Yeah, it's a word that is
It's
pronounced
a word that can also
exactly
be a sound.
how. Yeah, it's a word that's pronounced exactly how the sound describes sounds. So what if there was a language that was entirely based on onomatopoeias of so like this would be like for nouns so like all of the nouns in the language is just pronounced the way the noun it describes hits
Sound.
the floor.
Wait, what?
I love it.
So if it was a vape, it would make this sound. You would just say that,
drop
and
the
then if-
vape on the
Oh
ground?
shit.
Yes, I did.
Oh
And then
my
if it was a water bottle, it'd be, it's a little bit
How
different.
the fuck
But to
do
the
you make
trained
that
ear-
sound, though?
To a native speaker, there's a nuance there.
Yeah, because it just makes
Um,
perfect sense.
There'd be so many things that are really similar, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like met small McDonald's cup dropped on the floor. Large McDonald's cup dropped on the floor.
I'm sorry, did you say Burger King cup? No, I said McDonald's cup.
Or like any of them,
Fine.
like
Motherfucker.
Clean
you want to
your
order a
fucking ears
small,
out.
but they're like, okay, you want to order the large, and you're like, yes, because you still think they said small or something. It's like you're like, why the heck do I have this? I want this, and they're like, what are you talking about? But you can't express it because you just don't have the perfect skills to make that.
Yeah,
There's
it's like,
not
yeah,
even
you
a
can't.
different sound there.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Yeah,
this
that's-
could be a thing, and then I was like, I found all the holes in this idea.
No, it totally couldn't be. No, it'd be horrendous. Like,
Whenever you're younger, everything just sounds like you're asking for something smaller than it really is.
yeah.
But then, like, if you have a really squealy voice, you're kind of just fucked because you're always asking for the small.
Dude, okay, speaking of being young and having a shitty
I want
voice.
the dick that makes the thud. I just can't make the sound. I got too high pitched of a voice.
Fuck.
Noah
The
said it,
dick that makes
you
the
keep
thud.
ordering things that are too small. I was just thinking.
No,
What?
I don't know, dude.
But okay, so, yeah. Speaking of being young and having a real shitty voice, I assume I know for a fact that obviously this didn't just happen to me. Like I know this happened to at least a couple of my friends, but like back in the day, where people had home phones, or at least a phone that was shared with the majority of the household.
Dude, you didn't
didn't
live in the
suck.
country. It took forever for us to update. I had a fucking party line when I was a kid.
You did?
Yes!
Oh,
How in the fuck?
We lived in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Jeez. That wasn't even like that long. Holy
I would have
fuck,
been like
that's-
4.
that's
I really
holy
thought
shit.
all party lines were like completely just like removed after like 19 90
It
or
wasn't
something.
like
I
a
don't
ton
know.
of people though. It was just like our other neighbor that was like nearby.
Wow,
But
that's awful.
by nearby, he was like 5 miles away.
That's
shit.
horrifying.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of horrifying almost.
Dude, it was deep boonies. It was a good time for a kid though, man. You could just explore the woods for the most part.
Yeah.
It was lit.
Yeah.
But anyways, okay. So what would suck would be is if like one of your mom's friends called expecting your mom to pick up, but you pick up, but you're just that awkward, about to hit puberty point where like your voice has deepened just a little bit, so you don't sound like a small child, but not enough to make you not sound like a woman.
And they're like,
So they call and they're like, "Hi, Tammy, is that you?" And you'll just be like, "No." But you sound like your mother, and they're just like, "Oh, stop it, Tammy. I know that's you." And then they just like keep on fucking
No,
talking
I
to you.
haven't. Well, like I was raised by my grandma, so we had like very different voices. She was an older woman.
That is true.
And I was
that is
Yeah.
I was a young boy.
Okay, no, it did not happen to you.
It did fucking not.
Okay, so
You're
the
definitely
worst,
uploaded
the worst.
Did that happen to you?
It did.
Oh God.
It did. So back when I was like 10, I was at home. My mom wasn't even home, and there was a call on the landline, and I recognized it on the caller ID as this one lady from church. And I was like, all right, I know she's calling for mom. I'll just pick it up. I'll give her a message later. And she picks up and she's like, "Hi," insert Boof Daddy Patty's mom's name here. I was just kind of let you know. And I'm just like, it's not mom. It's me. What's that? Oh, well, hold on. I mean, and then she just like cut me off and just kept going. And I'm not
You
kidding.
just sounded so much like your mother.
She went on for a solid like 90 seconds before I was able to get a word in. And of course this tells you what kind of person she was. And yeah, she was calling about something like church related or something.
I don't know.
I don't
I think most of this was her fault, not your voice.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Oh no, yeah. It was all her fault, really. I know I did get confused.
Like, have you ever answered the phone and talked to one of your mom's retarded friends?
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, well, my mom did not really like this one at all. I mean,
Okay.
she was. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
It was just. Yeah. It was. Yeah. No.
Now, did you ever use this power that you found?
I found it tempting. I figured that it just never really would become that useful. And then, I mean, my voice changed pretty quickly after that, so
That's good.
it's not like I'm
Yeah, I mean,
like answering whenever I saw someone was obviously calling for my mom.
It's also, yeah, you really wouldn't. There really wouldn't be much of a purpose.
I'm just like
for
racing
it.
my mom to the phone. No, I want to answer and make them think it's you.
Patrick, your childhood stories are just so like innocent.
Yet depressing.
Yeah. Like one of my
Aren't they
favorite
all?
stories is how I was at Sean Kirkendall's house when we were in like third grade,
Oh,
and
Oh gosh.
he was for some reason like this neighbor had like kittens and he didn't like cats, and he just like walked up to the kitten and just like punted it, and he was walking up.
What
to
the
do
fuck?
He was walking up to do it again. I'm like, dude, you walk up to do it again, I'm gonna club you in the back of the head. And he did it again.
Yeah.
There was a large ass stick next to me. I picked it back up and smacked it across the back of the head. Then realized my
that's
mistake
good.
when I realized Sean had like 400 pounds on me, because I think he was almost about 6.5 tons by the age of 8. But
he was
I immediately
quite
realized
large.
my mistake,
He was a
and I
thick boy.
ran in fear as this large man tumbled after me in pure anger. Luckily, his mom came out. I got sent home. Never talked to the guy again, actually.
That's probably
That's-
for the best.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
what
that
I
There
was
was
scared
speaking
the
of
Dude, you'd just be sitting there using the computer, and like you'd be typing, and while you're typing, suddenly a cockroach comes out of the computer and over your hands. Like they were everywhere, and they just did nothing about it.
That is fucking terrifying.
Everywhere.
That is
like it was
that is
crawling
horrifying.
in and out of the monitor.
Okay, so
Yeah,
if we're gonna actually
cockroaches are
do
attracted
anything,
to electronics because they're warm.
Okay, so are we going to censor and
No.
name it all if we do like do
Or-
anything?
fuck
Okay.
that.
If censor what? Pro.
His name.
Whose name?
Whose name?
Oh. Nah, dude.
Fucking-
Because like,
Nah, fuck that dude. That dude. He doesn't even exist anymore. It
I
doesn't
doubt
matter.
any of them will see it, and yeah, and like also
Okay, so-
I don't think. I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it?
It
though?
doesn't
Like,
really.
No, like
he was a kid, so it's his parents. Like it doesn't like.
Yeah,
no one gives a shit
yeah,
how your
yeah,
life
yeah,
was as a
fuck it,
kid.
yeah,
We're
it's-
adults
yeah.
at this point.
there,
no one
and I mean, come
cares.
on. There's gonna be at least
7.
7 Sean
I'm pretty sure
Kirkendalls
he
who
had a
weigh
disease
6.5
that made
tons.
him large, and he's gonna have
There
to accept that.
are
in his own
several
right
Sean
because
Kirkendalls.
He is fucking enormous. That was the largest human being
Yeah.
I've encountered to this date.
Was he bigger than Tim?
He was his parents were. His parents were about that size.
Oh,
I don't know about.
Oh,
I
okay.
heard. Last time he was at the school, they had to like. Okay.
Get him out of a desk.
I know. I know. Let's move
Yeah.
on to a different topic.
Anyways,
okay. So, shit. What was I gonna say?
you can speak like you're.
No, damn it. Oh yeah. Okay. So on the topic of just weird encounters with animal abuse with other children.
Okay, good. These are always fun.
Yeah. So there was one day I'd been hanging out at Dylan's house like all day, and I was this was
so mean
before
to his
I
cat.
left school. No.
Okay.
Dylan Dylan
Dylan's
was
not
not
mean though. It just
actually.
seems mean because like he'll do stuff like just hold him under a blanket and stuff like his dogs. And I'll be like
Oh, yeah.
Dylan, but then he lets go and
Oh,
they just
yeah.
like freak
Oh,
out
yeah,
and
no,
get
they
happy.
love it.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
Oh yeah,
he's
that's
trained his dogs to be 100% complacent. Casey will
Oh,
just
yeah.
move her limb wherever he puts it.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
so
no, yeah.
So,
Dogs are awesome. I mean, they're-
Dylan like had like some puppies or something. I don't remember. And keep in mind we were like 10, so like this is another 10-year-old me story. And there was this one dude over, and he was significantly older than us. He was like a good like 3 years older than us. And we were outside, and we were like sitting on that like slide thing that he had, like back behind his pool. And Gene had put up, Dylan's dad had put up like like that like latticing that you can get like at like home improvement stores. Or just like that wooden like crosshatch stuff.
yeah.
With like 2-inch gaps in it. This dude was like taking the puppies and like shoving them through the fucking crosshatch, and they were like yelping in distinct pain every time he did it.
What the
like,
fuck? When was this?
This was like when I was like 10, and like it really bothered me. I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And the thing that bothered me primarily was this motherfucker was gonna buy like several of them. I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And like I told Dylan, and he's like,
up.
"I agree, I don't like it, but he's older than me, so what am I gonna do about it?" And I was just like, "Let's just go beat him up."
yeah.
but he's older than me. The best response ever. Just oh man, he has seniority.
Dude.
And then like yeah, like that sounds like cocky of me and stuff. But like I like went to the guy and I was like, "Dude, like we're gonna fight you if you keep like treating the puppies like shit." And of course I won't talk like that because I was 10, but whatever. And
Oh, I did.
he like just made up a bunch of bullshit about how like that was like how he treated animals, and I was just like, but they're yelping in pain, and he's just like,
Yes, though.
and I was just like,
No.
I think you're actually just delusional. I'm not gonna try to fight you just because you're delusional. You're just an idiot. I'm just gonna convince Dylan not to give you the dogs, and I don't think you got the dogs. So
That's
Dude,
good. Wow,
seriously,
just
you could have like kids in groups are spooky. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't
Yeah, you mean like
honestly,
Yeah.
if they had the organizational skills to unite, that could be a problem.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay,
You
like,
mean-
I have a good example that I found on Reddit that's a story. I was gonna read it off, but I realized it's actually, like, really, really fucking long. But basically, like, these two guys in the military were going, like, they were in Norwegia, and they, it was snowing really hard, and they were going to get stuff. They got attacked by a bunch of kids. I'm not going through the whole story, but, like...
Wait. Did you say Norwegia?
What the
do you
fuck?
mean Norway?
Yeah, I don't...
Did you say...
Norwegia.
Don't you mean Norway, you fucking retard?
Okay.
Okay, carry on, Norwegian man.
Oh.
Yeah, anyway, the Norwegian kids were like attacking them, but there was like 30 or so kids throwing snowballs at them, and they're like, they couldn't breathe because like they were getting hit in the face like everywhere trying to run away, and one of them was too slow and got caught by the kids, and they like pulled him to the ground and started shoving snow in his suit or in his uniform, and like he said it was like literally taking the breath out of him, and they were like pulling his gloves off and throwing it.
Yeah.
One of them took his boot, which he never found, and he was like thinking, he's like, oh my god, I'm going to die to a bunch of children, because like he was freezing from all the snow. As he was raised in Texas,
a pretty brutal
and he
attack,
served most of his time
Yeah,
in
that's-
South Carolina, so
Yeah, that's
he's not used to the cold. He was probably panicking a little bit. But anyways, yeah, don't fuck with groups of children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, my one
Even
of
though
my
apparently it was
cousins.
easy for that guy in Karate Kid.
Shh.
I still, okay, that scene gets me, because that was a big scene in the original Karate Kid, right? Because Mr. Miyagi, like, helped, and it, like, just showed him take down these younger, stronger men, and he's, like, sitting there at the end in this mystical pose, like, he had the flute playing, and they did that with him, except it was a grown-ass, like, 30-year-old man beating up, like, 9-year-olds, and there was only, like, 5 of them. He beats them all up and, like, takes them down. He's doing all these cool karate moves, and ends, like, they're all on the ground, like, twitching, and he's just in this pose ready for one of them to strike. I'm like, dude, they're fucking children. Like, yeah, they know karate, but, like, you can literally just, like, pick them up and throw them. Like, I think you don't even need to really defend their attacks. Like, you just fucking punch them in the stomach and move on.
Yeah, because I mean, like,
Or just
children are
reel
so
him over
weak.
your
Like, if
fucking
they
knee
throw up
and
a
slap
block,
his
like, you
ass.
can just go through it.
Yeah, I know, like, fuck. In my
It's
martial
not-
arts class, there's a kid, and, like, when you spar with him, you go slower, like, weaker, of course, but he actually is really good. It's just, he's still a kid, so, like, you want, like, if
You still want to fuck him
yeah,
up.
if you still, like,
Yeah.
overdo the power, you still just blow through his arms, like, it doesn't matter. But he is really good. Well, when he gets older, he's gonna be scary good at fighting.
Probably.
Yeah.
But no, so one of my cousins, when she was like 4 and in preschool, she actually organized a fucking mutiny against the teacher.
Dude, that's awesome.
She just went around to the
Props.
other kids and just told them, "Hey, you do realize that if you don't clean up your toys and nobody else cleans up your toys, they can't force us to do it if none of us do it." And I guess just the way she said it was convincing enough to literally every single student in the entire preschool that they just didn't do it. And yeah, no, actually, I believe that her teacher quit that day.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
That child
I
deserves
like
a reward.
Apparently,
No, she does
No.
not.
apparently, I ruined a nice teacher. I found out
What
from
nice teacher was
earlier
that?
years. I think her name was Mrs. Ward. I don't know. She was a really sweet
Oh,
lady,
yeah.
but I was a very stubborn
What did she
kid.
teach?
I was kind of like what that girl did, where I was just like, I honestly was like, you can't make me do it? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I
exactly.
was always really irritated in, elementary, because I was smart for an elementary kid. I wish that would have carried through to real life, but
No, yeah,
unfortunately, in
I
elementary,
completely
was
resonate.
Stupid far ahead, because my grandma taught me a lot before I even went to school. So, yeah, I was really bored, and I just try to fuck with the teacher, and yeah, it didn't work out. I didn't know you could get ISS in like 5th grade, but it happened. And I heard from the grades after me that she was a super mean teacher, but she was like really nice before that. So I guess I ruined her, and she quit shortly after.
I got the kindergarten music teacher's contract ended.
Oh shit! Okay, enlighten.
Yeah, so it was like we had just come in from recess, and this was in the summer, right? Like it was towards the end of the school year, and she was having us like practice for a little like stupid fucking music program that I absolutely hated being in the first place. Like, it was atrocious. I hated it, but my parents made me do it because you need to be musical like the rest of the family, and I was like, fuck out of here. Anyways, so yeah, like I said, it was hot. Came in, and I had to stand next to the rest of my peers, which then they were also hot. So, I was kind of like sticking my lower jaw out a little bit, and then kind of like blowing air upwards on my face, because there wasn't like enough room for me to like move my hands to like fan myself, and the teacher would have gotten mad at me for having my hands anywhere other than at my sides. So yeah, I'm just sitting there, or I'm standing there blowing my face off, basically. And
that sounds like such a child thing.
Yeah, definitely.
But at the same time, like, you know, it was
I can
doing
just
what
see
I
a little
to
fucking baby Patrick blowing on his face.
Just like, goddamn, when will it end?
Like, what the fuck are you doing, kid? I'm hot.
I'm hot.
Yeah. I was just like, yeah, this is the obvious solution. I'm not disturbing anyone. I don't need to sing at this moment, so I'll just do this. And it wasn't loud or anything. I was not trying to draw attention to myself.
You did.
Yes, I did, because and the only person who noticed was the kid standing next to me and the music teacher. The kid standing next to me didn't really care. He was just kind of like, "What are you doing?" And I was just like, "I'm cooling myself off." And he's like, "Oh, that's a good idea. I'll do that too." He didn't do that, though. So the teacher, I kid you not, screams at me. Why are you making that silly face? I'm just like, because I'm hot. I'm not trying to make a face. She keeps on yelling at me, and she walks over and she drags me down from the little like just mock stage that we have, and then sits me down on a table, or at a table, and makes me face the rest of the class while they're looking at me, wondering what the fuck the teacher just reacted so strongly to. And then they're like singing like in my general direction while just staring at me.
That's weird.
So I went home. I told, actually, wait, no, I didn't even go home. I just I just straight up asked to like talk to the principal. Whenever I got to like just like regular classroom or whatever, and I told the principal what happened. And keep in mind, I was like 5, right? Because it's kindergarten. And I told the principal, I was just like, look, this teacher is incredibly mean. She is singling me out specifically because she actually had been, like, there was like a long history of that. And I told her, I was like, look, I don't like how she's treating me. I want you to do something about it because this really sucks. And she called my parents, I think, to see like if I like told the same story in front of them or something. I don't know. And I did. And yeah, after that teacher's contract did not get renewed. I don't actually know if she was even there to the end of the year.
Damn.
And she was every time that I talked to her after that, you could tell that she was visibly apprehensive of me.
Wait, did we have the same music teacher? Was it that larger lady with the
Leonard?
Yeah.
No. This
No.
was yeah, no.
Oh.
Leonard,
Yeah, 'cause she
Leonard
was-
a bitch too, but like not.
But she
Leonard
was-
a bitch too, but like not.
But she was there. She was also there for.
Forever.
Yeah, no. This
Yeah.
music teacher was Mrs. Wood.
Oh, yeah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so Patrick,
His career. Yeah.
do you remember Mrs. Roldan's class in 5th grade when we were supposed to be doing homework?
Dan?
Fucking math class.
Oh, I wasn't in that math class because I was.
Yeah, you were.
I was doing 6th grade math.
Yeah, but you fucking sat.
Very rarely.
Okay.
Like I don't even remember the teacher like at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well. Nice. But fuck. So she, anyway, so she was like, "Hey, do your homework," because I wasn't doing my homework, and me being the asshole I was, I proceeded to say, "Yeah, I'm not gonna do my homework," and she. And
Weren't
so
you also
she,
like 5'6" at this point? You were
yeah,
tall.
I was a hefty boy. Like I was pretty fucking large. I mean, but but so I was like, I'm not gonna do my homework. She was like, fucking why? So I just responded with, well, it's called homework for a reason. That motherfucker got out of her chair so goddamn fast. She just grabbed. She fucking grabbed me by the arm, took me to the principal's office. My mom got there. They explained what happened. My mom was like, "You called me in for this? It's fucking called homework." And then I went
You're like,
home.
damn it! I see the public education system has failed 2 generations.
Pretty much, fuck.
We lost another one, boys.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Dude, kids can be so fucking awful.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
I
terrible.
got ISS because someone pretended that I punched him in the face. No, he punched me in the face with my hand. Like, he grabbed my arm and did it. And then, I don't know why he did that. It didn't even really leave a mark.
He thought that there was going to be like forensic evidence.
I guess
Yes,
so.
you see, Your Honor.
Anyways,
the knuckle imprint
apparently it
matches
worked
Jeremiah's.
because I got ISS and it was in the bathroom, so there was no cameras. So
What?
Oh my gosh.
Oh fuck. Okay, Peter, Joe, rip it.
no, we're not gonna bring that up.
Oh
That's
god.
Appropriate topic. Shit. I love the guy that did the guy that fucking got me ISS though. I had him in a freshman class one year for that like some bullshit physical science or whatever it was. It wasn't like a real math class up until that point. But so the teacher had this this assistant teacher that was like a teacher in training or something, I guess. She was there through the whole year. She was like really fucking hot. She was like our age basically. Or not our age, but like 19. But the rest of us like really didn't care. Like, right? Like, I guess like it gets old after like 2 days. But he sat behind us and he would just he wouldn't listen to a single lecture, and I could barely listen either, because he would just nonstop ramble about fucking that assistant teacher. It was hilarious. My favorite thing, because of me and Jamie died one day because of he said, oh, fuck, what was it? God damn it, I'm trying to remember now. It's something about the magic. Hold on.
Oh gosh.
Damn it, I don't remember. It was really good though. It was something about taking her on his magic school bus, and just the way
gosh.
it was.
What
it
the
was
fuck?
more profane than that though. It was. I'm trying to remember how he said it because it was just. It was ridiculous.
Who was this kid?
Andrew Dewey.
Oh shit. Okay, that makes perfect sense.
I don't think
Okay.
he would mind. I don't think he would mind us saying
No.
these things anyways.
No.
I highly doubt that he would.
He's an entertaining character to say the least.
Gosh, yeah.
I hope he's doing
oh
well.
my.
I'm not confident.
I am not.
but I
He
hope
said,
so.
Andrew Dewey, shout out. Yeah, you're a fucking weird dude, but like,
Yep.
yeah, just no.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah.
What?
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 Man, school was.
What? Cut out.
Just kidding.
Oh, I'm sorry.
School is.
School was weird.
Yeah, it was.
It was fucking strange.
Yeah, I remember this one time that this one kid kept on telling me that my teacher was hot. The only problem was I was homeschooled.
Oh, I forgot that he also said I also had Mrs. Ward. She had this like birthmark across half of her face. It covered a good
The
thing, and
fuck?
I remember.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
can't remember if
I
it
know
was
who you're talking
him or
about.
this. No, it wasn't him. It was another kid. I just remember him talking about painting over that. I was painting over that scar with jizz or something.
What the?
It just
fuck?
took me by surprise because that was 5th grade, and I was like,
Yeah, I was
what?
gonna say that was.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
wait, what?
what? What?
I didn't even know what he meant at first, and he explained it, and I was like, why?
Why?
Whenever I was like 12, I thought that jizz was just another word for piss. And then I like said it in front of my sister, and she's like, "Dude, that's not what that means." And I'm like, "Well, fuck."
Well, I mean that's.
She was
Yeah.
like,
Dude, I
"You do know
couldn't-
that's semen, right?" dude?"
So
And I was
for
like,
some
"Oh, that's
reason, I couldn't
disgusting."
figure out the difference. This is young age, right? Like I don't
Mhm.
remember how young. It's just I just have memories of it, but I couldn't figure out the difference between which one was the bad word, like dang it or damn or like shit or crap, because like I don't know if it's just grandma wasn't paying attention or what, but I feel like I was yelled at different amounts for each. Like I don't know, like I just couldn't figure it the fuck out, and like I would accidentally say one and get yelled at. But I swear I got yelled at when I said the right one sometimes, so I was super confused. Just like how they always made fun of me because I pronounced concrete wrong. I don't remember how I pronounced it wrong, but they would laugh no matter if I said it right or wrong because they just remembered me saying it wrong that one time. And I was confused for like 5 years. I had no idea how to say that word properly.
Oh gosh.
Because I was like, no one ever
damn.
told me
That's
which one was
fucking
right.
awful.
I would ask and they would just laugh.
So on the topic
Does
of,
that count
of
as neglect? Because I feel like it should count.
eh,
I was...
probably.
Uh,
Oh man.
I
Well,
mean,
on the topic of
it was kinda
profanity
my
and
fault.
euphemisms, how is it? Okay, so the word heck, very often you can kind of use interchangeably as a euphemism for hell and fuck, and that's because it's a portmanteau of hell and fuck. So how is it that the combination of hell and fuck is like the most mild expletive you can use? Like the most mild euphemism you can use. Like you're saying
I don't
hell
know,
and
dude.
fuck. You're just shortening
Yeah,
it together.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like how the
wow.
fuck did that
Yeah,
happen?
that's.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
That's.
Dude, no, it's another kind of like weird kind of fucky thing.
What?
So we all agree on what is green, right? Like we know
yeah, the color
physically
green.
what green is. It's a certain
Oh,
millimeter
yeah.
wavelength. But our perception of green, we cannot prove is the same thing. My green could look
Oh,
exactly
yeah.
like your red, or whatever you perceive. It could be something completely spectacularly different. But
I thought we actually did have some way of proving that we
no,
didn't
no,
have the
there's
perceptions.
no way to prove. Like, I mean, there's color blindness, but that's different. If you saw different colors and you could still see normally enough to pass any test. It'd be impossible to prove. We have no idea that we're seeing the same things.
That, and also with color blindness, even then it's like, if it's because you're seeing colors that represent, that are closely related, and that's your color blind, there's no way of proving that
I think
someone
another
else's whose
example
color.
is, like, we can't explain our experience either, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's this one
No.
YouTuber that has like a. He's a cool channel. I've actually seen him before, but there's a video I was watching on this today that just mentioned him too. I kind of forgot about him, but I hadn't seen this particular video. He's talking about like people explaining color to him, and he's just like, it doesn't help any. Like, it doesn't make sense because he's never seen color. He's been blind since birth. It's kind of neat. He has a lot of good videos. He says his dreams are just like normal dreams, but his only senses are, touch, smell, feel. So like, things are weird. He was trying to explain how things can get different or be weird, but like it didn't really make sense.
Yeah, and like I think with dreams, like I think whenever you're having dreams, I think that if I remember correctly, I think there is some sort of stimulation like in your brain where like visual receptor signals would come in at and would be processed. And that's kind of, I don't know, I think that's kind of interesting because like I wonder what happened if you gave that guy some sort of drug that produces closed eye visuals in people with adequate vision.
Well, see, like you're never really not seeing though. Like he doesn't have any. It's not like his eyes don't work. It's like he actually has. I can't remember what was wrong with him, but like his eyes don't have any signal going to his brain at all.
Yeah.
So like that, like even with closed eye stuff, like you're still seeing something. It's just different.
It's just perceived as differently because of how you interpret the light outside of.
There's like no way to actually.
So he
make
probably
him
actually.
vision.
Like if you gave him drugs, like he probably actually would see color, but at the same time, since
He
we would
wouldn't.
have no way of knowing what colors he was actually seeing, the descriptions would still not matter.
Yeah, that's possible too.
Yeah.
Huh. I'd hate to be fucking blind.
Yeah.
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 How would I look at big anime titties? That's my question.
What about
How would I look at Noah's titties?
Braille. You would need Braille to read these.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Just have a screen readout with Braille.
Oh gosh. Imagine making a Braille screen, like a computer screen with
That's
Braille on it. Well, fuck me.
Fuck.
At least it was
know.
a thing. I remember seeing it on Reddit or something. It was just like a fancy like computer thing that was supposed to make you be able to like read Wikipedia articles, kind of. Like, it was. I think it might have been a Kickstarter, like that was just like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes a little bit more sense. Yeah.
I don't know if
Because
it's like
otherwise.
I mean, like,
Okay,
you can just do with audio assistants. Like, they have special programs and stuff made for people like that. Like, when I was doing my HTML class, like, one of the things we had to do is make sure we were Disabilities Act complacent in our websites. So, like, you can use these special browsers. Like, they have us try one out just to see what it looks like and get familiar with it. But it's like it's one for it's for the blind and deaf, and it has different modes, but it's all in command line, so they don't really need. I mean, it's all in command line for the blind, because like they don't really need to see anything. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They just use arrow keys to go to stuff, and they'll like if any image has to have a like text description of it if it's important to use of the website and stuff like that, and it'll read things off. For the deaf, you just have to have a way to translate some kind of
Yeah.
It has to have text associated with any audio, essentially.
I think there was some lawyer down in Texas that was just going around suing any website he could find that didn't have like disability accessibility on it.
See, I think what's way worse is becoming deaf or becoming blind or something like that, because like, if it's like that from birth, like that's just your way of life, you have to accept at that point. You can't really. You're not going to be like our age at this point and still wondering what might have been. Like, it's just, it sounds cool, but it's like.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It does.
Like, if an alien came to us and they're like, yo, I can feel, I can feel the reflectivity things through osmosis. I don't even know. I can't even think of it. I'm trying to make up words that doesn't exist.
Random shit,
and
nigga.
You're like, okay, that sounds cool. That'd be neat if I could do that, but I don't really care that I can't sense the reflectivity of things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's a different.
Yeah, it's something that's
read
acquired.
That there's like weird hostility about so like there's some like deafness you're born with they can actually fix like through surgery when you're younger.
Yeah.
And like apparently like there's hostility in the deaf community now towards people who do that, like deaf people who's able to help their kids. And like they get ostracized for it because
What?
Yeah, it's weird.
That's really dumb.
I know that it's like
that just goes to show you how resentful humans can be. Like that's.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
really,
yeah. That's
How dare you
extremely
improve your living situation beyond what you were born into, you piece of fucking shit.
And dude, it's like you give the kid a choice. If he gets older, he's like, "Yo, I wish I was deaf like you." You can make him deaf again. That's not a hard process.
Yeah, just do what fucking Buddy did in Baby Driver. Just 45 caliber pistol shots next to each ear. Just bam, bam.
Dude, fuck that. Like
fucking
you gotta guarantee that shit. Use one of those artillery shells from fireworks. Put that right there. I had one go off like 5 yards to me, and my ears were definitely ringing. I think next to my ear, no bueno.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh yeah, I'm certain.
Yeah, that's.
You can make them later. I don't think anyone. Actually, there's probably someone who's made themselves deaf on purpose. There's a lot of people in the world.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of
there's lots of people who like.
There has to be at least one that was of sane mind who is just like, yo, I want to be deaf.
I would really like to study being a deaf.
Yeah, maybe not the same. That might be reaching a lot,
like
but it's possible.
Yeah, like. Okay, the only thing I can imagine would be like if it was like a doctor or something, and he had like this like experimental treatment that nobody would let him test on humans, and just be like, "All right, I'll blow my own fucking eardrums out." It's just like stitches himself back together.
Oh, what was that? There's some doctor. Oh, the doctor that proved the bacteria for stomach ulcers gave himself the bacteria.
Yeah, that guy. I was thinking about that guy actually. Yeah.
What about that one fucking Russian doctor that performed his own appendectomy?
Oh gosh.
Oh fuck.
He was the only medically trained person there, and they had no options. He was gonna die, and they couldn't leave, so he performed it on himself.
How the fuck do you do an appendectomy on yourself?
I don't know. It's pretty fucking bananas.
I mean,
I believe they were in Antarctica. They were like on a there is no way for anyone to come help them.
Oh, then that's nuts. Also, I mean, if there's no one there to do it, I mean, you might as well see what happened.
See, I think that's why you always I'm pretty sure you're supposed to always have two doctors.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like, do you know why, so in lighthouses, they operate in teams of, and it's because ways back there were they used to operate in just with two people, and one of them died, and they're there for like, a week, 2 weeks at a time. So one of them died, and the other one was just like, he started to smell, so he was just like, oh fuck, I'll put him outside. So he puts a guy outside just right up against the handrail at the top, and he's just fucking dead. And so it goes on into the night, and there's this really bad storm. And then the motherfucker, the dead watchman that was with, his arm was moving in the wind, and the guy went fucking insane because for the entire time he was there, he thought his friend who had died, they'd gotten into an argument a lot. He thought he was just like waving. He thought he was alive and
oh gosh.
Him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real fucky.
The timer says 49 minutes, so That's probably long enough for this recording.
Yep, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably good. Good place to...
Well, bye.
See.